As a reminder, every starting game in the round of 16 is on El Dorado. We forced them to play on El Dorado, papi. Let's go. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner. In the bottom left-hand corner of El Dorado, we have the South Korean Terran player, the Blue Terran. It is the reigning Home Story Cup champion himself, GuMiho. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the South Korean Protoss player, the Red Protoss representing Gen G Esports. It is Trap. Here we go. See in chat, Disruptor give you units. You blink 1 second and you lose 10 supply. I mean, a couple of things. One, it wasn't just the Disruptor control from Hero that carried him in that game. You know, there was definitely a lot going on there when it comes to distracting and pulling apart the attention of Cure. On top of that, the Disruptor no longer one-shots everything. If you recall, in the latest patch, of course, Marauders do survive shots now, so the Disruptor is now a lot more forgiving than it used to be, which is most likely a positive change, just because you're correct. Like, there would be times when you look at the wrong moments, look at the wrong direction, and you do miss a Nova and it just kills everything. Now it only kills some things, not everything. I mean, it still kills Marauders, especially if they're overstimmed, or if you stack Novas. 2 Novas can still kill Marauders as well. But now at least is, again, not as unforgiving as it used to be. Regardless, we are going to be settling in. To settle in, once again, single gas opener, so GuMiho going for a Rax expand, Trap being as annoying as possible, delaying the expansion. Likewise, across the map, we have Trap opening up with a gate, Cyber expand. We're settling in. We're going to be settling into our game. And it's always a lot of fun casting GuMiho's matches. GuMiho, he's not the most orthodox of players. GuMiho does often come up with his own builds, with his own styles. He's very unique in that sense, and always a treat. Always a treat to embrace some GuMiho action. He's not even afraid to embrace mech as well in this matchup, especially in the recent patch, in the most recent patch, with the change to the Cyclone, with the introduction of Macville accelerators. We have seen players embrace Mass Cyclone. It is now an option, still a very niche option, is what I will say, but GuMiho is one of those players that does kind of like live in that niche, right? Like he's he's an animal. He's an absolute animal, and we love him for it. Let's go. As we do have our tech of choice, going to be a Twilight Council opener out of Trap. Does move out with the first Zealots, and his goal here is to delay the expansion. We'll see if he can. Probe does come into play as well. CC is going to be delayed. So far, GuMiho started stepping back. And he will shut down. Oh god, we'll lose the Marine, but should eventually shut down the Zealots. Meanwhile, likewise, SCV did go down to the Probe, and Trap so far successfully delaying the expansion. Very nicely done here by Trap. Does delay the CC. And he will eventually be forced out, and GuMiho will eventually expand. But we have another Adept on the way, though. Uh-oh, 1 shot away. 1 shot is all that Adept needs. Probe gets shut down, Adept comes in, he wants it, he wants the SCV, he gets it! Another delay! Another big delay here in the command center. Adept this time shades away. Very nice damage here by Trap, a massive delay here on the expansion, and GuMiho, he just wants to expand, he just wants to mine! Eventually he will, but has been heavily delayed. Back at home, Blink is on the way, of course. How many gates? We have 1 gateway in the main, we have another gateway on the way as well. So far, 2 gate Blink. So 2 gate Blink Stalkers. Looks like we're setting up for another gateway. So 3 gate Blink, once again very safe play. If you recall, every game that Hero played, he did open up 3 gate Blink, both in game 1 and in game 2. Just a very safe way to play here. And especially on a map like El Dorado, you want to play safe. You don't want to cut corners, you don't want to be greedy, because you can be punished real fast, real quick. GuMiho is being active, moving out with his Hellions. Likewise, Trap mining through the minerals towards the south, looking to expand towards that triangular third instead. Let's go. Meanwhile, GuMiho is not done going for a split push. We have Hellions towards the natural and a Marine drop towards the main. His natural may have been delayed, but it's time to do some counter damage. Time to wreak havoc. He does boost in. Does boost into the main. Hellions in towards the natural. 3 Hellions, they one-shot probes. And he does boost into the mineral line. Yeah, the probes are lining up. Worker's going to be going down, and Trap is... Oh no! They line up! No! The probes, they do line up, and massive shots going to be going off. They get roasted, and 15 probes go down. That is game-ending damage. And the medevac even escapes. The medevac does pull out, does pull away. 15 probes. Yeah, he's not done. I mean, he's about to be. Marine should be cleaned up. As shut down, but the Hellion comes back in from behind. And he wants more damage. He wants more probes. GuMiho getting a little bit greedy here. He is getting quite greedy. He will get one Stalker potentially. Not even. No, does get it. Does get a Stalker. Does get one more probe. I don't think that was quite as worth it. GuMiho again, just calm down. Getting a little bit too excited. But regardless, a very strong start. Very strong start. Again, as a reminder, 3 Hellions, they one-shot probes, and Trap, he lined them up for him. And with that, GuMiho takes a massive lead. Does take a worker advantage. It isn't just about a worker advantage. He has mules on top of that. Bear that in mind. Typically, a Protoss will be up on probes. And that is not the case here. The tank did unsiege. Oh. Tank unsieges. Stalkers, they're going for the medevac. They don't quite get it. Yeah, the punish is real. Nice control here out of GuMiho, baiting the Stalkers to chase the medevac. Now we can repair. And Trap is in trouble. He's hurting quite a bit here. Unfortunately, he was caught out of position. And again, his spitting with the probes were lackluster. Wasn't able to keep up. Going for the bait behind this. Still no third expansion. Has yet to fully mine through to actually expand at all. Not yet. Is at least containing GuMiho, at least attempting to. Prism is on the way to reinforce. Dropping into the main. And right now there is so much pressure on Trap to do some kind of counter damage. But there are tanks in position. He can maybe force some friendly fire. Maybe. No shot. The medevacs, they boost in. They hunt down the medevac. Sorry, they hunt down the Prism. Prism takes a lot of hits. Oh, and will get away. Whew. Does barely escape. Thankfully. Meanwhile, GuMiho just taking a third base. Third CC's on the way. Still no third Nexus for Trap. I mean, that just goes to show just how behind he is, right? He lost so much. He had to rebuild his probes. Down when it comes to the third base. And GuMiho's looking very comfortable. Now, it is not impossible for Trap to come back in this game. There is a lot of potential here when it comes to drop play, counterattacks as well, DTs, run-bys. Really, the onus is on Trap to get some kind of economic damage, or at least catch out the army. Speaking of, blinks in. Getting a couple of reinforcements, gets a Marine. Gets a Marauder. Nice value, doesn't lose a Stalker. So far, so good. I spoke too soon. I spoke too soon. 5 probes go down to auto-turret harass. Not like this. Lost mine time. At the same time, Stalkers, they dive into the natural. And GuMiho doesn't care. He doesn't care. He's moving out across the map. He's going for the kill. Mine shot's going off. Nice control out of Trap. Does save the Stalkers. But he has to race back home. What is it to defend? There's 1 Colossus. Sorry, there's 2 Colossi. Soon to be. Second Colossus halfway done. GuMiho sims in. The Colossus caught out of position. Takes a lot of hits. Takes a lot of damage. Thankfully, Shield Battery will keep it alive. Nice force fields. Tank is going to be going up. Can a Trap hold on? That is Nartosis Pylon. Going for the Gateway. Going for the Colossus. Shield Battery's out of energy. Pylon goes down. Oh, it denies the second Colossus just barely. Second Colossus does not arrive. Trap trying to catch reinforcements. The Robo's under fire. It's going to go down as well. And the Colossus is denied. Tank volley showing the Colossus. He gets it. He gets a Colossi as well. And GuMiho is snowballing out of control. There's just not enough left to defend. The tank does go down. The other reinforcing tank as well. But GuMiho has done enough. He has done enough damage here. As from here he backs off. He's getting his third base. Taking the gold. Because why not? Oh. GuMiho loses some medevacs. Okay. He loses 1, loses 2. Not bad. Again, when he's able to focus on his control, I mean, it's there. It's impressive. But he needs more than that. As he almost gets a third medevac. Back at home, his third base, still yet to be saturated. He has to rebuild his Robos. His Colossus count was reset to 0. He has 0 splash damage. And Trap, he's vulnerable to the second move out, to the second wave. He's going to have that much less to defend. Once again, coming in with those 4 Stalkers. Denies mining. Oh my god. Gets an SCV. And the goal here for Trap is to try to force GuMiho back home. But GuMiho, he's not going home. he's not going home. He's sending it. Nice force fields. Force Wheels, they do stem the tide, they Force Wheel the ramp, but GG gets called. It's still just too much to handle, and GuMiho will take game number 1. Whew. GG. GG, well played. GuMiho does take a lead in the series. Catching up in the chat. Are you new to the SC2 community? Yo, I know there's a lot of new people tuning in, but yo, if you wanna balance wine in the chat and start crying, go to Reddit, man. Go to Reddit. Get out of the chat. Be careful, be careful. Just catching up. It's great. They cannot veto El Dorado. They can't veto it. They can't. Let's go. Has led to some fun games. Very fun games. Overpraised. Yeah. But here we go. We're getting into that second game, and as a reminder, again, it is loser's pick. So Trap, it is his map of choice, and we are looking to embrace ley lines as game number 2. Let's go. Let us go. Getting into game number 2, and spawning in the top right hand corner of ley lines, we have the South Korean Terran player, the Blue Terran, leading the series 1-0 again. Our reigning Home Story Cup champion, it is GuMiho. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Protoss player, the Red Protoss, representing Genji Esports down in the series. We'll see if he can bounce back and force the ace match. It is Trap. Here we go. So we are going to be settling in. And again, Trap, he had some impressive moments. Definitely in that last game, did have his own moments where he was able to shine, but unfortunately, it didn't really matter in the end of the day, or it really was not enough to surpass the damage that was dealt earlier on. I should emphasize, with the Hellion drop. With the Hellion, with the drop into the main, it was brutal. It was, what, 16 probe kills, a couple of Stalkers as well. It was insane, borderline game-ending damage. The pressure was then on Trap to bounce back, and unfortunately, he just was unable to recover. Did well for himself, delaying the natural expansion for as long as he did, and he was able to micro with those Stalkers, pick off some Medivacs, pick off some SCVs, but alas, it still was not quite enough, and GuMiho snowballed out of control. So we'll see if Trap can tighten up his early game to get into a solid mid game, get into a 3-race economy, and have more of a back and forth. Personally, I hope so. I mean, again, we're loading into ley lines. This is one of the more standard maps in the map pool. This time, double gas. Double gas opener out of GuMiho, going for a faster factory. With a faster factory, this can lead into reactored Reaper Hellion. This can lead into a commitment into Cyclones, earlier Banshees, earlier tank production. There's a lot of potential here for GuMiho, as he does open up more tech heavy this time. Okay, so we're settling in. As a reminder, last game, GuMiho did open up with a single gas into a faster CC. This time, double gas, faster factory, faster tech. This shouldn't be a one-base all-in. We should be expanding behind this. There are one-base variations of this opener, but and GuMiho has done it in the past, but it's very map-dependent. Very map-dependent, and I feel like we don't really have to rely on that here. I say that tentatively when talking about GuMiho, because he's crazy. But there it is. CC on the low ground is on the way. So no crazy one base all in. Reaper moves out. And we'll see what he goes for. Meanwhile, we have our tech of choice from Trap, going for the Twilight Council here on the low ground. Getting into a blink-based opener. Meanwhile, behind this, we do have our 1-1-1 setup going into the starport. Factory is done. We do have the reactor on the way on the racks. Based on this location, though, we shouldn't really be seeing an add-on swap here. So a very light commitment to Reaper Hellion. Nice control. Reaper goes down, so does the Adept. GuMiho gains map control, moving out across the map. And again, he's not going for like reactored Hellion or reactored Reaper production. Should be calming things down from here. Should be calming down. Blink is on the way, so we're getting a blink-based opener here out of Trap. We'll keep an eye on the gateway count so far. Just 2 gateways here from Trap. And I believe the scout is denied. GuMiho doesn't know. Doesn't know what's going on. There's a tech lab on the way going for an add-on swap into, I would imagine, Banshee production. Banshee into tank. Meanwhile, the Hellions, they do bust into the main, but it's only 2 Hellions. They have to 2-shot workers. Ooh, workers, they do still line up. Oh my god, they line up and the gas guys are not like this. 6 probes going to be going down. And this is already a little bit too much damage here. For 2 Hellions to get 6 probes, that's already insane. He gets 7. 7 probe kills. Very nicely done here by GuMiho. Once again, unfortunately, Trap not quite ready for this, not quite in position. And unfortunately did stack up on the gas geyser. Aye. My heart goes out to Trap Happy. It's been some rough starts here, some rough starts in game 1 and game 2. Behind this is very committed. This is a very trendy build, has been the case for the past like 8 months or so. Of course, did rise in popularity amongst the Korean Terran players, and then eventually with everyone else as well. Again, Cloak Banshee into tanks, so very aggressive here. Banshees are moving out. Bunker's almost done. It looks like it will finish up in time, and GuMiho defends. GuMiho does defend his natural. Now, there are variations where they do and don't invest into Cloak, so this is going to be a little bit more heavy commitment here into Banshees. And of course, 2 Banshees can one-shot workers, the first one making its way towards the mineral line. Thankfully, Trap did follow this up with a Robo. Detection is available, and he will have detection available here for the Banshees. Thankfully. Again, as this has been quite a popular build over the past, again, like 6+ months. Banshee does hit the natural. There might be detection, but there we go. Stalkers, they do rotate over. Banshee's going to go down for only 4 probes. Not the ideal trade here for GuMiho. Bearing in mind, he didn't just invest into the Banshee, but into Cloak as well. So nice defense here by Trap. And with that, he moves out. He's moving out across the map. Trying to poke in. So far, GuMiho is well set up. He's got tanks on the main, tanks on the low ground. GuMiho is secure. Meanwhile, second Banshee moves out, gets caught out by the Observer. Oh my god, Trap, calm down. Trap, you may have lost 7 workers at the start of the game, but you know what? He takes down both Banshees. This one doesn't get a single probe kill. And with that, Trap gains map control. So nice moves out of Trap. Likewise, slips into the main. Observer does go down, but does get eyes on the 3rd TC. Now he knows there's no 2 base all in. He's aware that GuMiho's macroing, and Trap takes the 3rd. Takes his own 3rd base. Colossus production has begun. And Trap, he's bouncing back in this game. Oh, he wants a tank! He wants it, and he will get it as well. 2 volleys go off, tank goes down. Gets behind the mineral line, SCV kills as well. And GuMiho getting pulled apart. And again, a big reason for this is that these Stalkers, they shouldn't be across the map. They should be back at home defending against the Banshees that don't exist. Not anymore. So without the Banshees, Trap, he's unchained. He's able to be active on the map. Back in the main, upgrades on the way. GuMiho building up towards Stim, towards combat shields. Eventually, GuMiho will break out. Eventually. Until then, Trap, he has free reign to just tech. He's taking up, we have Colossus, Extendable Lance, Forger +1, Gateway Explosion as well. Trap, he is building up. He's getting there. GuMiho trying to break out. Likewise, going for the 3rd. Double Auto Tower takes out the Sentry. Not bad. Gets the Sentry, gets a couple of workers. 3 probes go down. And GuMiho is not taking this lying down. Does get some counter damage. Keeps the Raven alive. GuMiho breaks out. I believe the Observer should have come across the army. And it does. Yeah, Trappy spots the move out. Does turn around. Oh! What does he go for? Catching reinforcements. Not bad. He wants a tank. Does want it, and he will get it as well. Massive pickoff. Tank goes down. Back at home, Colossus in position. And GuMiho is denied. Especially with the shield battery. GuMiho diving back in. Up. He wants the sentries. And he will pick them up. He gets 1, he gets 2. He gets all 3. Barely not. 2 sentries go down. GuMiho pulling away. And he will take his 3rd. He breaks out. He takes his 3rd base. We can now build up and head towards the mid game. Again, it's been an intense early game. We can calm things down. Trap getting his 3rd Colossi. And he's taking up towards Storm. Let's go. If you remember when we were casting Heroes matches earlier, I mean, they were quite intense, yes, but here he was embracing and relying quite heavily on Colossus and Disruptors. Here instead, Trap going Colossus and Storm instead. Let's go. Again, Storm-based play has been influenced quite a bit by the new patch just because of the NG overcharge. It means whenever you warp in a High Templar, you have a Storm ready immediately with that overcharge. So you have more Storms than you used to, as of course you can do that over time. Meanwhile, GuMiho coming in for a split push. And Trap, can he keep up? Avoids the mine shots. On both sides. So far, so good. Trap fighting for his fourth. And he does maintain himself. He defends his natural. He deflects on the right. Ooh, will lose one Stalker, but does expand. And does take a fourth base. So far, Trap, he's holding his own. High Templar morphing in. Storm has yet to be researched. So just Archons for now. Auto charge into the main, going for the shield battery. Oh, shield battery does not go down though. Barely survives. GuMiho now getting into Viking production. Heavy Marauder can as well. He wants a Colossus, he gets it. Gets one. And there's no charge. The slow lots are waddling in, and massive mine shots going up. And this won't be the most efficient fight here from Trap. As GuMiho kites back, he takes down so many Zealots. The Zealots, they do nothing. Oh, get out of here. Raven goes down. But that was a brutal trade for Trap. Leading out most of his army. Charge now on the way. I think it was a mistake here that we did forget it for this long. I don't think that was intentional to have all those slow lots. So big mistake there from Trap. GuMiho, he can threaten the stim. He can threaten the dive. So far, once again, kiting well. Again, the Zealots, they don't really engage. They don't really do anything. They're there to buffer. Trap has to back off. And with that, GuMiho takes the supply lead. How many Zealots went down? 18! Oh my god. 18 Zealots went down in that skirmish. That's a lot of Zealots. Trap, I assumed he was working towards Storm. My apologies, as, I mean, that's kind of the direction that I thought we were heading in with the Temple Archives, but no. Second Robo and Disruptors once again. So it's going to be Colossus Disruptor, not Storm from Trap. Is going to be moving out. Do we have any ghosts? Three. 3 ghosts here for GuMiho. EMP is going to be crucial when it comes to connecting with the main army. Second Starport, Mass Viking. GuMiho's gearing up. Charge is now done. Charge to work with. Trap getting to +3. His main army looking that much more threatening now. GuMiho stems in. He wants the expansion, wants the disruptor. He gets one. Not bad. Gets the disruptor. Oh, gets 2 disruptors and the base. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, very nice trades. Can he get a third? No shot. He wants it. 3 disruptors. He gets 3. Zealotite busts into the natural. GuMiho's in position. He defends. He takes down 3 disruptors. Denies the 4th base. Denies the 5th base even. And he deflects the drop. Deflects the War Prism. GuMiho is all over this. Brutal losses here for Trap. With that, he should have 3 disruptors with his army. Down to 1. And he can't really push in. Not anymore. And that means that GuMiho is getting away with his Fusion Core. Fusion Core is done. We should soon be seeing not just Vikings, but Liberators on the horizon as well. Getting to the medevac upgrade. Trap trying to be active. Moving out on the right-hand side. Does move out. GuMiho taking another expansion. Getting a 5th. Oh. The prism! No! Prism goes down. Trap left it idle. Yeah, not quite paying attention. Doesn't quite pay attention. We'll lose it. Speaking of, mine shots going off. Novas, they zone away. That's 2 Novas now on cooldown. There's 2 left. Scan reveals the Observer. And Trap, he does run out of Stargate. Now, we saw this previously from Hero, and this is a sign of potentially Sky Toss. I want to believe that Trap is more willing to embrace that. Hero was not. We'll see. But now, brutally MPs. Nova's going up. Some okay connections, but the Disruptors left behind. 1, 2 Disruptors going down. Another Nova. Takes down 2 Ghosts. Very nice damage. Very nice Nova. At the same time, Zealots, they do hit the natural. They collapse on the reinforcements. But GuMiho defends. He shuts down the Zealots. Holds his own. Storm is on the way, so we are going for all 3 forms of splash damage. Disruptors, Storm, and Colossus. And there it is. There's the Sky Toss. Fleet Beacon and 2 more Stargates. Trap, he's taking up quite heavily here. He's taking up, but he needs more time to really embrace that kind of army. Liberator harass on the right-hand side. GuMiho pushing in, going for the 5th. Oh, Zelarama will distract him, though. GuMiho pulling back home. Zealous catch a lot of Marauders. At the same time, going for the nuke. You love to see it. Nova's going to be going up. Ooh, nice splits. Some decent splits here as the Novas, they don't take down the Marauders. The nuke's going to go up. No, doesn't notice. The nuke. Nuke takes out the mineral line. The main armies do collapse. And so far, GuMiho, his fleet pulls back. Does pull away. Zealous busts into the main. Catching reinforcements. 14 probes go down. Oh, the Nova. Massive connection. GuMiho having a bit of a harder time, but he does defend the main. Zealots get cleaned up. He can now focus on the main attack, on the main push. The Vikings land. Prison back into the main. Now the game is getting chaotic. Zealots ahead for the mineral line, but alas, there's plenty back at home. GuMiho holds. He holds. He hunts down the War Prism. The Libs, they bring it down. And GuMiho does take a supply lead. He wants that Disruptor. Never gets denied. Ooh, the other goes up. Can 15 SCVs is good, but GuMiho still has that army. And now he can move out. Like, so much of his supply was tied up back at home because of the run buys, because of the warp ins, and now he can focus on the push. And GuMiho, he's maxed out. And the base, there's no saving it. It's going to go down. Trap, he knows he can't fight the main army. Oh, Storm goes off. Very nicely done. The other two, a little bit lackluster, but the first one was brutal. And Trap is going for a base trade. He's going for the base trade. Going for a massive counterattack. Nova goes off, breaks through the reinforcements, pushing in towards the main, and GuMiho, he commits. Yeah, we're trading a base for a base. Trappy does have reinforcements, though. Oh! Catching out Marauders. Likewise, pushing into the main. Disruptors are going to go down. Massive pickups. But GuMiho, he doesn't have enough. Doesn't quite have enough here. Likewise, oh, the Libs! Oh my god! Trap, calm down! Pushing into freedom! Not like this! And with that, GuMiho, he will defend back at home. He shuts us down. Decent trade against the Marauders, but Liberators, they do hold, they do defend. The game is getting scrappy. Calm down. Oh! Mind Shot's going up. GuMiho collapsing on the main army. Trappy's deflected by the planetary. And once again, GuMiho can just focus on his move out. Denies the expansion, going for bottom right. Trap coming in from behind. That's a lot of Storms. Oh my god, that's a lot of High Templar. Jesus. 7 High Templar. Once again, going for the production. Trap just avoiding the main army, going straight for the main. GuMiho, he has to respond. And he turns back around. Trying to collapse on the main army. Storms on the Libs. EMP going up. Decent feedbacks. But GuMiho, he collapses on the army. Comes in for a surround. Shuts down all 7 High Templar. Final Liberator does fall. But this is a better trade here for GuMiho. There's still more. Gee, how many High Templar are there? He had 7. Now he's still got 6. Down to 5. Down to 5 High Templar. At the same time, Liberator harassing across the map. GuMiho collapsing in, takes down the Colossus. He just tanks the Storms. Oh my god, he just dives in. No care in the world. Goes through the Storms, takes out the Colossi. And GuMiho should overwhelm. He overwhelms the main army, only gateway units left, just stalkers. And GuMiho has done it. He has done it. Just take the storms to the face, it's fine. And Trap, he just can't engage. He has to back off, trying to rebuild. Does have the NG overcharge, has one more storm. A couple of storms left. But last GuMiho still maintains that better economy. Oh, storms coming in. Raises the army. Once again, Trap counterattacking. Once again, Trap, he just can't engage with the main army. Trading a base for a base. Takes down all the mules, not bad. At the same time, loses his expansion. And this time, GuMiho can just go straight for the throat. Just straight for the natural instead. And he tries to engage. The freedom is here. The liberation. Aye, aye, aye. And Trap cannot push in. The production is under fire. Trap likewise going towards the main, but there are plenty of reinforcements. GuMiho defends. He defends back at home. He attacks across the map. And how do you push into this? You don't. Storm from behind. Storms are coming in. Trying to skirt around the edge. Going for the Liberator. The Lib goes down. But GuMiho just stims in. Oh my god. The storms are brutal. Trap, he can take this. Getting out more stalkers. Pulling away. Takes down the Viking, but he will lose the natural, and we have a second army. And second army comes in from behind. It goes for the third. There's barely an economy left. So natural goes down. Trap, he will catch this army, but at the same time, he's going into the main. GuMiho, he won't stop. He wants to live. Sorry, he wants the prism even. Sieges up on the third. Stims into the main. Once again, Trap going for a massive counterattack. Back at home, what is it to defend? Oh my, there's an army. There's an army waiting for him. GuMiho's somewhat ready. Oh my god, GuMiho, calm down. Calm down. He's tempted. Medevac falls. 2 medevacs fall. Yeah, rough engage here from GuMiho. Storm lands. The GuMiho has plenty to defend. Oof, more storms coming in though. Storms that connect with the Marauders. And barely a lot of supply in medevacs actually. Medevacs have to pull away. Trap came to the production. Likewise across the map. Production's being depowered. But the problem here is that GuMiho has a full mining base. He has a fresh mining base here to take advantage of. More Vikings trickling in. They take down the Colossi. GuMiho does have to evacuate his main though. And he does. He just lifts up the third. Gets the hell out of there, taking other bases. Still across the map. GuMiho is down to 4 Marauders, 3 Liberators. There's 1 High Templar left here for Trap. GuMiho, he's looking for the bases. Like, are you mining? Like, what's going on? Huh? Kind of. Trap, he has a base on the way. There's a base in production. GuMiho scanning once again. The Liberators are set up. There's 9 mining. Trap, he has a long distance mining from the would-be 5th. GuMiho is still trickling into this army though. But the reality is that GuMiho still has an economy. Like, he has, what, 2-3 bases up and running. He has top left. He has a center expansion as well. Skin reveals the final mining base and the Liberators, so they make sure there's no mining. Ooh, catching a Stalker. And Trap, he just wants to mine. He just wants an economy. Not like this. As the Stalker just can't push in. Just cannot engage. Trap is getting damaged, true, but GuMiho is just rebuilding his production. We have all these Raxes getting up and running. GuMiho taking more bases, taking more expansions. Here comes the recall. Cleaning up the libs. GuMiho is not done. Bust into the mineral line. Getting everything here as 16 probes go down in the blink of an eye. Ay, ay, ay. Trap counter-attacking. Likewise, Trap, he hasn't scouted. He doesn't know how many bases there are. He doesn't know how far behind he is economically. He's hoping he can somehow bounce back in this game. And there is potential. Especially with the blink. But GuMiho, he gets away. Drop coming in once again. Recalls on cooldown. Bear that in mind. GuMiho denies more mining. This is the final army of Trap. No more storms. Archon goes down. GG gets called as he runs out of steam, and GuMiho will take the series 2-0, advancing on to the quarterfinals. GG. GG. Oh my god. Very intense series here. Again, just really rough starts. If you remember, both in game 1 and in game 2, Trap, he lost a mineral line in game 1 and half a mineral line here in game 2 as well. Just some really rough starts. There was a lot of pressure on Trap. We did enter a more back and forth here in game number 2 at least. Trap even had some breathing room to actually get into and invest into further tech, into Skytos. Wasn't able to quite embrace it though, because again, GuMiho was able to just take better trades, take better fights. In the end, Trap just could not engage with the main army for such a long time. Just non-stop counterattacks and non-stop base trades, essentially, or attempted base trades. In the end, though, GuMiho was a little bit faster to get across the map, was able to cripple the economy and maintain his own. Like, throughout the entire time, GuMiho, he wasn't really in too much danger, economically at least. He had all those bases up and running and was perfectly safe back at home. GG. GG, well played. Whew. With that, GuMiho does take the series. Just quickly update that. And with that, we're making our way into the quarterfinals. Let's go, Papi. Let's go. Oh my god. Alright, so we're getting into our top 8. Our top 8 players. Who do we have? We have Shin versus Skillus. If you remember, earlier we were casting Skillus. He was able to take down Zaun 2-0. Had a very dominant showing against the Korean Protoss player. So Skillus versus Shin. We have a Hero versus Classic in a PvP. Hero, he was able to take down Kira, of course, now facing off against Classic in the next round. We have GuMiho versus Rogue. Rogue is also lying in wait. He's also been working through this bracket as well, so GuMiho going up against Rogue. And we also have Creator versus Young Yakov. Shout out to Young Yakov here. Young Yakov has been on fire as of late, and this is a rematch. For those of you that tune into our stream, tune into our channel, you would know that Creator and Young Yakov, they faced off in the grand finals of Sparkling Tuning Cup 2 weeks ago, went all the way to the ace match, went all the way to game 5, and Young Yakov did cause an upset and did defeat Creator. He brought Creator down 3-2. Was a very intense best of 5. I do recommend the VODs. Was a banger of a match, a banger of a series, and now they face off again, but in a best of 3, not a best of 5. In a shorter format, in a shorter series. Regardless, is going to be a lot of fun seeing them face off again. Let's go. Let us go. So we are going to be settling in. For now, though, we're going to be going on a short break. I do need a moment to set up all these matches. Again, 4 best of 3s are ahead of us before the semis, and then the grand finals thereafter. Oh boy, we have how many? 7 matches left. 7 matches to go. Let's go, Papi, let's go. So we're going to be going on a short break. When we come back, we'll be embracing all of those quarterfinals matches. See you soon. Those helis at game ending damage just took 20 minutes. Exactly. Ah, you understand. Cap. But for here, we're going to be going on a short break. We'll see you guys shortly after this. Take this time, get some snacks, get some food, get some water, get ready for more StarCraft.